the First?
Welcome to the third episode of What the First. I'm Vivian. I am, again, the president of First Gen Mason.
I am Sophia, the treasurer of First Gen Mason.
I am Joyce, the co-public relations chair of First Gen Mason.
So today we're going to be talking about study tips. We love those. These college classes are no joke. Quizzes, exams, assessments, and assignments, all of those things require at least a little bit of studying, so we want to make sure you know how to prepare for them.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But before we dive into the topic, I have a very important question for you guys. Would you rather study really hard and fail all of your classes anyway, or get caught cheating once?
I would rather study really hard and fail, because that way I would know that, wow, I really did put in all my effort, but I mean, sometimes you can't pass, and that's okay.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that.
I don't know. I feel like I think also same, because I'm also thinking about if you do get caught, then you would also have to go to the what are they called? The honor code?
Yeah.
The honor committee, and then you can get kicked out of school, and it's not the move. If you fail your class, at least you can take it again for a limited amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Or if you fail all of your classes, then you'll know that's not your major. That's not the major for you.
Damn, you right?
So yeah, I guess we're definitely all in the same boat, that cheating is no joke.
All right. Let's talk about the different resources there are to use, especially with this time like COVID. I feel like technically we have more resources, but it feels like it's so limited because a lot of people don't really know about them. Does anyone have any tips to use at Mason right now?
What's been really helpful for me this semester, since we're all distance learning and we can't form groups physically, a lot of my classmates are actually using Discord. So they'll have channels for announcements where they'll announce due dates and stuff for the class, or they'll have information that will be available to you. If someone misses something, they can just look at that. It's actually really helpful.
Ooh, that's so cool. I need to join one of these Discord servers, I swear to my life.
Yeah, GMU has a... Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay.
GMU has a really good IT one. So if you're an IT major, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I think I also saw a bunch for engineering also on the Reddit servers. And especially Reddit has been so helpful recently because there's so many questions that people are asking on there. And so many people, alumni or upperclassmen, are just helping these underclassmen students try to figure out their way through college in a pandemic. I really cannot imagine being an undergrad and doing that. And I know, Joyce, you are currently doing that. How are you handling that as a sophomore at Mason?
I mean, it's been kind of rough, but you have to use the resources that are there, because that's literally their purpose. And basically, I mean, you're already kind of paying for them, so might as well squeeze out everything that you can while you're there.
Definitely. Yeah. Another resource that you can use, especially if you're in classes that are writing intensive, the Writing Center at Mason is actually online now, I believe. You can schedule an appointment with them, and they'll help you with your writing assignments. I don't know if Vivian, you had something to add to that?
No, not really. I think we're on the same wavelength. But yeah, definitely the Writing Center has helped. I've only been there once or twice in person, so I don't know how it is online, but I can't imagine it being any more different than what it was. And I know it's like it's all online, it's one-on-one learning, but I also know that they're doing, I think, group sessions as well, or like events to teach people how to write or how to be a better writer. But yeah. And
They're
then I think
probably
that's
easier.
what's up?
I was trying to say that like they're probably easier because like probably like less awkward encounters. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, just like probably send in your paper and they give you like some tips. And you're like, oh, okay, well, guess what? That's
Yeah.
fixed.
Aside from the writing center, there's also the math tutoring center, which is for all you engineering majors and math people. Um, I'm pretty sure they're also all online to avoid spreading COVID. You can probably make an appointment with them and they'll help you with your math assignments.
Yes, it's actually on, I believe, Blackboard right now. So only those who are enrolled in math classes are eligible to actually use the math tutoring centers. So if you go to your Blackboard, go into the class, pretty sure professors have already said this, but if they didn't, like, what the heck are they doing? But it's like on like that left side corner, or like the left side of like the whole menu and stuff. It should be right there. Um, but yeah, and then like obviously again, there's like office hours and TA hours. I think they're a lot more flexible this year, and you can like meet up with them with like through Zoom. I know I've done that with my professors. Most of them actually like me emailing them more, so like awkward, but
Yeah, I noticed that my professors have either like extended office hours or they have office hours like more than they used to when we were actually going to campus, which is really nice. And the TA's hours are also really flexible, like Vivian said. So definitely take advantage of that because they'll help you with homework or any concept that you're struggling on. They'll definitely be able to clear that up for you.
and then also I don't think we actually spoke about this, but a lot of different organizations are like doing study hours, or like not study hours, but they're having like group sessions because some people really can't study when like they're by themselves. So like a lot of these organizations are doing like little like events where it's like study hour time and you can just go on like to the event and it's just people studying, and it's super cool, and it's like it's as if you're in a coffee shop but in the safety of your own home because we love social distancing.
That's so cute and like helpful.
Yeah, no, definitely. um what are some actual study tips? Because we talked a lot about like resources to use and to engage with because Mason is taking your money still. But what are some study tips that you guys have learned throughout this pandemic and just like in general that you think are super helpful that people should know?
So for me, it's basically like, so I've always known that I can't study for long periods of time.
I
That's
felt
just a
that.
no for me. I can't. I get way too distracted. So I rather do like short amounts of like really focus just by myself studying rather than like, I don't know how people do like 3 hours of studying. Like how? But I mean, props to them, right? But yeah, I'd rather do like short, small periods than rather like a long period.
That's interesting because I'm actually the opposite. Like if I um I've tried to do the short time, like short study time and then a break and then short study time. But I find myself getting way too distracted. Like I'll use that break to be on my phone and it ends up being longer than like a 10-minute break. Um, so I actually found it easier to do like 2 hours of studying at a time. And that will be like studying and homework, especially like um, I'm not going to be studying one thing for 2 hours. I'll kind of break it up. So I'm productive just that whole time.
I think for me, I'm like kind of in the middle. I can't do like long hour sessions because I think my brain would fry up. And like props to you. Because my brain would be like, so what did we learn like an hour ago? And I'd be like, that's a really good question. I don't remember. But I think my method is like half an hour, and then the break is like 10 minutes long, and then like another half an hour. So at least I'm still working. But I know for me, for like homework wise, that is not the case. I have to get everything done at once, or I will never finish it ever. Um,
Very true.
yeah, and that like goes into our next topic of like procrastination. To like be able to study, you can't procrastinate, and that's so hard because we're so used to procrastinating, and it's like almost the norm. And like if you don't procrastinate, you're not cool, but like it is the exact opposite. If you procrastinate, you are not cool. Yeah, if someone else wants to talk about it.
Um, yeah, I'm a really bad procrastinator, especially with this quarantine stuff. I feel like we've been quarantining for so long that I'm not used to being productive anymore, so it's a struggle. But I'm also a huge perfectionist, so it's um like I want to procrastinate, but I also want to do a good job on my homework, so it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, I still procrastinate. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I procrastinate with everything that I can. But I mean, if I know it's gonna be like a long assignment, I feel like I'm a smart procrastinator. I'm gonna procrastinate until like maybe like let's say like it's an essay or something. Like I'll give myself like 2 3 days, right, to do it instead of like doing it like during like 2 weeks as a normal good student would do, you know. And then like if it's like a really important assignment, I'll motivate myself with like, well, if I do it early, I'll let myself like go out that day for like, I don't know, for like ice cream or something, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
Definitely.
little motivations.
that's a good way to deal with procrastination.
Yeah, I also with procrastination, I like it's so bad because I feel like it's such a norm to procrastinate that before I used to not procrastinate, but then I thought it would be cool to not procrastinate or to procrastinate, and then now all I do is procrastinate. But mine are kind of extreme. Like I feel like I either get things done or I don't, and it's like I'll get homework done, and then I'll get a project done like 2 weeks prior because I know that if I don't finish the project at the day I start it, I won't finish it, or like I'll wait
Mm.
till like the very last minute to finish it. So mine are very extreme, but kids just don't procrastinate.
Yeah, I feel like once you start, you can't stop.
Mm-hmm. Because once you realize that you can procrastinate and still get things done, it's over.
It's over.
Truly, like my work ethics used to be so high, and now I'm like, oh, I can just do this later. And then like with,
Yeah.
and then the worst part is like with COVID and everything, it's like you're in your house and like your sense of school and work versus like and like the boundaries of school and work and being at home have like merged in. And so like I'll be at home and like my mind is like, oh yeah, you're at home, you can chill. But like I have like 20 assignments piling up and I'm like, oh no, I have to do work.
I feel that.
So like that barrier or like that sense of like urgency has disappeared, and I feel like I'm just chilling when I have a lot of assignments to do.
I feel like distractions are also a really big part of procrastination. Um, it's like I end up prioritizing my phone over an assignment, and it should be the other way around. Do you guys have any tips on how to avoid these distractions?
For me, one of my biggest distractions, especially being at home now, is my family. Like, if any other of you like first gen students have big families, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you want to do an assignment so bad, but all you hear is so much like background noise of your family. So you're like, no, cut it out. I have to do this assignment. And like my family, they're always like, Joyce, hey, we need you to do this, this, and this. Or they'll just like randomly pop into my room. And I'm like, please leave me alone. So like something that I've like come up with, well, my little sister, she told me, was like I have like a big Zoom sign on my door whenever I'm like on Zooms, and I will
Oh.
warn everyone in my house, I am about to go on a Zoom meeting. Please, for the love of my God, please don't make noise. I don't want like some weird noise in the background, and then everybody on my Zoom's like, "What the heck is that?" Yeah. So I mean, that's what I do, and most of my family's understanding, but sometimes they'll still like barge into my door and be like, "We need you to do this," but they're getting better at it.
Yeah, I should probably start doing that because I've there's so many times that I've taken an exam or I'm in the middle of taking an exam and my mom will like knock on the door even though my door is locked and be like, "Hey, are you busy?" And so I would have to be like, "I'm taking an exam," and it's on lockdown browser, so it's being recorded. It was so embarrassing. And then the other day, I was like, my dog's barking for the last 10 minutes of my exam. It was so bad, but
Oh.
we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, no, definitely. My like I don't like in my room I don't have a desk, so I'm in like my dining room doing stuff. So sometimes like my parents will walk by or like my brother will walk by and they'll look at me and I'll like give them a look and I'm like, don't bother me. I am in a class. And sometimes they'll come from right behind me and like I don't know if you've seen my webcam, like you can see sometimes them coming through and I'm like, oh my gosh, stop. But I feel like if I like do it in my room, I'm gonna like fall asleep or something because I'll be on my bed, which is also another struggle doing homework in like different areas. But yeah, most of the time I actually have like a little calendar up for my family on like the fridge and it like has all my dates of like when I'm at work, when I'm in class, so they know not to bother me or like they try not to like come into like the dining room or anything.
Oh, that's smart. Wow. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I used to do that like on a regular basis to begin with because I'm such a busy person like before COVID. So like I already had that up, but I guess with this it's a lot easier now because they know when to bother me and when not to bother me,
Oh, yeah.
which is super helpful. But
I also get distracted with my phone, like really distracted. Like I'll go on like a tangent of just like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until I realize, wow, I spent so much time on my phone and this assignment is still not done.
I actually use this
Exactly.
app. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, what is it called? It's like this app where like it's a tree app. Oh, hold up, I have to find it. It's
Wait, is
gonna
it
be
like those apps that like lock themselves and won't let you like use the phone?
Yeah. And
Oh,
it's like it'll like show up on your screen as like a plant and it's growing and like you set the timer for however long you need it for. So you can't go on your phone because if you go on your phone, you'll kill the plant.
I heard about
oh,
So it's
that.
all morals. But then afterwards, after you finish the studying, apparently the application actually like donates a tree somewhere and like they plant the tree.
Oh, I didn't know
And so it's like good
that.
morals to yourself.
Oh.
So I
I
use that
yeah.
sometimes, but I know it's free on like the Google Chrome extension. I think on the app it's like 99 cents. I can't remember, but
Mm.
I know there's a bunch of knockoffs that are exactly like that too.
Yeah, I don't have the willpower to download an app like that. So I'll just like I'll give my phone to my sister and I'll be like, when I come back, I better have this assignment right here and it better say submitted. You are not allowed to give me my phone until it says submitted.
That's smart. I've never thought of that.
Yeah, so my sister, she comes in clutch.
Let's see. But also like reading assignments, or I feel like assignments in general. How do you guys actually handle that now? Because I guess like we're all in very similar situations. Like none of us are on campus. We're all at home with family. And I feel like for me personally, when I was on campus, I would go to like Fenwick or I would go to like the third floor of the JC or even go to sub one to study. And now like here I am struggling with all the background noise.
um, I think that like ties into um the strategies on how to avoid distractions and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure once you get distractions out of the way and like
That's true.
you'll be able to focus. But also I like to play music when I'm studying. So that helps me focus a lot. Like if you're not hip to that 24/7 chill lo-fi hip hop on YouTube, what are you doing?
The link is down in the descriptions below.
I have a lot of reading assignments for my major, so I kind of like I push myself to do it because sometimes it's just so boring. I just get so bored, but I mean I have to do it, so I just like it's not really advice, but I mean just do it, bro. Just do it. Like I also have a playlist, but I make sure like my playlist is songs that I don't know, so that way I won't sing them while I'm reading, and it's just like background noise, so I actually can like I focus better when I have something in like the back. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I can't listen to songs that have words, but then I get distracted.
That lo-fi comes in. Yeah, I know reading assignments are definitely not fun. With my major, I don't have too many, I don't think, but when I do have to read like 3 pages worth of notes, I'll always read, or like even like a chapter. I know I'll always read like the first section, so like the introduction, and then I'll read the summary, and then I'll kind of skim through the middle. And that's always helped me, and I've always been able to finesse it. But don't tell my professors.
They usually don't notice unless you're bad at finessing.
Yeah, I feel like that's a personal problem. But also, if anyone out there, if you guys aren't into lo-fi music, there's always like different Spotify and Apple playlists that actually help people study. I know recently I ran across a playlist that was called Audio Adderall, and like if for those who don't know what Adderall is used for, it's used for those who like can't concentrate very well. But I listened to that, but honestly, it's not for everyone. It was not for me. So um go ahead and look it up. Tell me what you guys think of it, but I was not a fan of it. But I mean, maybe for other people it is.
How have you guys been handling your health? Because health is really important, especially mentally with this COVID stuff and having to stay home. Like, what are some good health tips?
For me, this might sound, hopefully it doesn't. For me, I've been like, so at school, I didn't drink as much water because I would have to go to the bathroom all the time, right? And a girl was busy walking to class, going to events. But now that I'm home, I mean, bathroom's like right there, so no excuses for not keeping hydrated. So I drink my water on the daily. Like I get my intake, and like that's really benefited me because I used to get like a lot of headaches because I didn't get enough water. So like that's really been helping me. Also, since I'm home now, I don't eat out as much as I did when I was going to school because I didn't always have time like to prepare my lunch or my breakfast, so I didn't have any other option but to eat out. But now I'm home, so no excuses for that either. Gotta cook my meal, even if it's just ramen.
That is crazy because I feel like I don't know why, but I just like I am the complete opposite. I have not been drinking enough water every day. And it's crazy because back when I was in school, like I used to drink so much water. Like I would actually need it. Like I would be like, "Oh, water fountain," and I would just like refill my water. But now like when I'm at home, I just like I walk by my water and I'm like, "Oh, have I drank water all day today?" And I'm like, "Oh, I have it." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And it's so crazy, but I definitely agree with you on the eating out thing. I have definitely been eating out a lot less, but when I do eat out, I'm like, but also I think because I've been eating, I guess like quote unquote like actual portions of meals, I split my meals that I eat out, and I'll eat it like for lunch and I'll eat it for dinner. So I guess that's really cool. But yeah, no, stay hydrated. Hydrate or dehydrate.
Yeah, I haven't been drinking water either, which is weird because the water's right there. Yeah. And my mom like kind of stopped cooking because she's been really busy with her work because she works at home, and she's also been busy with my brother who started kindergarten online. So, and we have to like split up the work, so she doesn't really have time to cook anymore. So we've actually been eating out more, which is like the worst of both worlds. um, but I am trying to be better with that. That is a goal I have this semester.
Yes, TikTok really be having all these different recipes that you can make like really easily, and I'm like, wow, if
Mhm.
only I could have the motivation to actually cook.
Yeah.
But I will not lie, I have gotten a lot more sleep than I would be if I was at school. Or like if like I was in person, because like I would have to wake up and then I have to catch the bus and then take it to Mason, and that's like an hour by itself. So like I get to just wake up at like a normal time and I can just like go to class, and then after class if I want to take a nap, I can take a whole hour nap before my next class. So that has been great. My skin has
She's
never been
glowing.
better.
For me, like, yeah, I'm in the same boat. So also my little brother started kindergarten, so I'm always like making sure he gets on to like his Zoom on time. So I wake up at 8, drag myself out of bed, and I'm like gotta have a productive day. And like I've also been sleeping earlier. I feel like if you wake up earlier, you get tired earlier. So it just naturally happens. By like 10, I'm already like it's time for me to go to sleep.
And right now it would really be almost 10.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much, both you, Sophia, and Joycey. I hope the listeners have learned a lot about studying and as well as like homework tips. Listen to those audios. Those audios are great that we recommended. And
I
use all
will
your
Yeah, I'll link those in the description below. So if you want to check them out, they will be there.
yes, and use your resources. Mason is taking your money for a reason, and a lot of students just don't know about these resources. So going to like the writing center, math tutoring center, and like all these different resources that are still open and still available through the interwebs. So without further ado, this is First Gen Mason signing out.
What the first? Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Bye. That is all for today's episode, y'all. If there is anything we missed that you still have questions about, or if you have any suggestions that you would like to see in future episodes, let us know by DMing us on Instagram, which is at FGM_GMU, our Twitter, which again is FGM_GMU, and on Facebook, we're at First Gen Mason with a 1 for the I. Thank you so much for listening. We love you all, and stay tuned for the next episode. What the first?